Hello. She's Britain's answer, or not the answer, to Taylor Swift. And she has written not only I Love It for Icona Pop, but just released her new album, Sucker. We are meeting today Charli XCX, and I hope you will enjoy the interview. My name is Ann-Kathrin, and you are watching Audiophil TV. Enjoy.
Audiophil.
Hello, Charli. Does anybody call you Charlotte?
No, no one calls me Charlotte, not even my parents. Everyone calls me Charli.
Do you think Katy Perry is still convinced that you are a good choice to open her shows because you could be the main act and not the opening act?
I think that Katy Perry and I are on very different levels of our careers. I mean, she's had multiple hits all around the globe, and I'm very happy to be opening for her. It's going to be great, and I can't wait to do my own headline tour in Europe too. That's going to be really exciting for me.
You do have, or your mother is from India. Mm-hmm. Do you have any influences in your music, your culture, your behavior from her?
I did actually, when I began writing my second record, I did want to go out to India to record, and I was really looking in that direction to go and work out there and use a lot of those sounds and producers actually out there too. But then my brain began to change, and I started becoming more inspired by French music, and then I sort of went in that direction instead. But my mother's background and culture is very interesting, and it doesn't directly influence my music or the music that I've put out so far, but maybe it's something I'll explore later.
Could you imagine to use some samples from music from over there, because it is really different from our music, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I find a lot of Indian music very beautiful, especially female voices. So yeah, definitely it could be something that I would sample in the future if the song was right.
Maybe in the future you will act with Shah Rukh Khan in a Bollywood movie or something like this.
I think that my grandparents would love that if that happened.
So you mentioned that you have been inspired by the 60s music. Where does this come from? Did you listen to this sort of music at home, or?
I think I was always a big fan of Serge Gainsbourg, and when I started working on my second record, I began to look outside of just his own catalogue as an artist and at his work as a songwriter for other artists, in particular the yeah pop girls like France Gall and Brigitte Bardot and others. And I really loved the shouty kind of young girl gang vocal style of those songs, and I began to really become inspired by not only the music but the idea and the weird kind of sexuality behind those artists, and that was very inspiring to me when I began working on the record, both sonically and visually actually.
Because France also does have a huge punk scene.
Yeah.
So this is a perfect match, or a perfect combination maybe for you.
Well, what's funny is that I was really into that song by, he's not punk, he's kind of I think looked upon as the plastic punk. Well, Plastic Bertrand, the song that goes, ooh, that big song. I can't remember the name of it. I was kind of into that for a while, which I think is it's not punk at all. It's actually kind of really bad, I think, to say that you like that song. I think it's cool, but I was more inspired by the Vibrators and the Sex Pistols, and also later the Ramones as well for this record.
So do you think in the future, when you are more maybe into 70s music or 80s music, which you have been before, or 50s music, your style will change according to your taste at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, my musical style has already changed drastically from when I first began releasing music. You know, I always make pop music, but it's always rooted in something else. And I also never like to repeat myself. I never want to do the same thing twice. So I'm sure my next album will sound totally different from Sucker, the one I've just released.
Do you have a huge library at home, or a music library, or like other people, like other artists do?
No, I actually don't listen to a lot of music at all. Like, I'm very selective on what I listen to. And I don't really know much about like music in terms of artists. I just know what I like, and I listen to that on repeat, really. And I try not to listen to too much music whilst I'm making records, because it influences me too much sometimes. So I kind of just always end up listening to my own stuff.
And thanks God we have CD player or iPod, so we can repeat, because in the times of vinyl, you always had to get up and
put the needle.
Yes. I never could, or I didn't find anything about your childhood. If you did make any music, if you have a musical education, if you played the piano or something like this.
Yeah, I did. I played the piano from quite a young age, and I mean, yeah, I had I never went to music school or anything like that, but yeah, I played the piano and I sang, and I wasn't like big on music lessons in school, because I thought it was pointless, because I thought I was better than the teachers, which was definitely wrong. But you know, I just wanted to make music in my own way, in my own space.
And you combine, or if you listen to music, you see colors, right?
Yes.
So for the new album, which color would it be, in your opinion?
For Sucker, I'd say that the color was mainly red and pink.
Which are good colors.
Yeah, in my head they are very passionate, quite aggressive, like forward colors.
And the album before?
The album before, True Romance, I'd say that was purple. It's a lot more bruised and melancholic and more subtle.
A lot more love songs maybe also?
Yeah, there were definitely more love songs.
So if I would say or give you a color hint, could you compose a song on this color?
I mean, I could try, but for me it really more works that when I'm writing songs and I hear a sound, I associate that sound to a colour, and that helps me with lyrics, you know. It kind of is more that sort of thing for me.
And does colour also influence your mood? So in normal life?
Yeah, I think colour influences everything in my life, really. But yes, I think definitely it influences my mood for sure, down to, you know, the songs I'm listening to, the colours I'm seeing, down to what I'm wearing, you know.
So today you're wearing olive green and black.
Yeah,
so
I'm muted, I'd say.
Okay, no pink mood today.
No pink today.
Okay. But it is a little bit the college girl style you're wearing, and you also like Britney Spears and the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
But they are all blonde,
Right.
which is funny because also Rita Ora and Gwen Stefani, you're surrounded by blondes. So are you a sort of counterpart to this?
I actually really wanted to be blonde when I was younger. I really wanted to be like Baby Spice, but I mean, yeah, you know, like the Spice Girls, there's a redhead and 3 brunettes in there too. So I mean, I don't know. I haven't thought too much about hair color for a while.
but Baby Spice and also it is, no, not Sporty Spice. I don't know which they didn't make it after the Spice Girls. So it is only Mel C who has her career in music biz still, because she has been the only one who could sing actually. So are you a little bit afraid of what can happen after the hype now?
No, because I feel very confident in my career behind the scenes as a songwriter as well as an artist, you know. And I'm also not someone who's driven by fame, so I'm not worried if suddenly people don't pay attention in what I'm doing, because I'm happy just not being in front of a camera as well as being in front of a camera.
Mm. But have you been a little bit jealous of Icona Pop, because I Love It has been such a huge success, and if you would have sung the song, maybe this would also have been a huge success?
No, jealous, not at all. That song definitely belonged with them. The only thing I felt through that process sometimes was a little used, but not by the girls. You know, the girls are really great and are wonderful people. Ina and Caroline, they're really great. Just, you know, that song opened a lot of doors in the music industry that I didn't even know existed, and some of those were great and some of those were terrible. So it was just a funny experience, you know, being the songwriter and the vocal on a song that you weren't getting credit for. It was kind of strange. But was I jealous? Not at all, because I don't think that song would have been as successful if I sang it, because they changed the production so much. It made it into something that it wasn't before, you know.
But is it like a baby for you, the songs that you are writing for other artists?
Yeah, kind of, but kind of like an adopted baby. You have to like let it go, you know.
And are you sometimes happy if they are gone, or?
Yeah, I mean, I want to just.
It's like a burden that is falling
No, it's
down.
never a burden. Like I I love writing songs. I love just hearing songs that I've written, whether they're sung by me or someone else. It doesn't bother me.
So do you make any differentiation or difference between the songs you're writing for yourself and the songs you are writing for other artists?
No, whenever I write a song, I'll always just try and write the best song possible, you know. I don't try and like get into the mindset of another artist. I always just do what I think is cool, because I feel like if someone's asking me to write a song for them, it's probably because they like what I do, so I won't ever change that, you know.
But when is the moment when you decide this is a song for me, which I want to perform myself, or this is a song for another artist?
I mean, you just know, like, when you feel it or you don't feel it. For me, it's like if I start kind of seeing music video ideas in my head and I have a real connection to the song, then I know I'm going to keep it. And if it's just a song that I feel is cool but I don't have any connection to it, then that's when I'll give it to somebody else.
So you have, during the composing, already some images in your head or pictures?
Always, definitely, always.
Oh, that's interesting. So for the new album, Sucker, you have a complete new team around you, in a sense of a production team. And they have been very different characters. Has this been inspiring, or also sometimes maybe a little bit difficult if you have so many different
well,
persons?
a lot of the team are actually the same. I worked on most of the record with Patrick Berger, who is from Sweden, and he's like my long-time collaborator. I worked with Ariel Rekscheid on one song, and he was a collaborator with me on my first record, and also Justin Raisin. And I brought new people in, but that was something that I decided to do. You know, I executive produced this record myself, so I was calling all the shots. I was even booking the sessions, you know, and like arranging when I would go somewhere. It was very much done on my terms. So I decided, you know, I'd say I'd write a song, for example, with, I don't know, Rivers Cuomo from Weezer, and then I'd decide that I wanted Justin to finish it because I thought his production would take it into, you know, a more fresh place. Like, same with, like, I don't know, Stargate and Cashmere Cat. It was something that I put together, and it was cool, you know, like I don't work with a lot of new people. These were all people who I'd worked with on other things, not my records, but other things before, and had gotten to know, and you know, they kind of became friends, so it felt good, and it felt very much like my ideas coming to life.
But it has not been that you have all been sitting around a table for all the songs, but only for one song you had the one collaborator, and for the next song the other.
No, I mean, Patrick and I worked on, I think, 6 songs on the album together, and myself and Noonie Bao worked on 3, and who else? Like myself and Rostam worked on a lot of songs together. Only one made it on the album, but yeah, I mean,
But not the whole album with all those people.
No, but like there's a lot of like repetition on the record. You know, it wasn't me just going from like room to room, writing with different people. It was very much like we went to Sweden for like a month and wrote like 20 songs, and 6 ended up on the album. You know, it wasn't like me going and being in a room for like half an hour with someone. It just turned out that the songs that I picked, like 6 of them were produced by Patrick, and like, you know, 1 was produced by Benny Blanco, and like 2 by Justin. It's just like, I feel like the way like I make pop records, and a lot of people make pop records.
But I think you can hear it because it is very coherent, the albums, where it is not like singles produced.
Right. Thank you.
And where do you get your inspiration from?
Is
it all from your own life, or?
Yeah, I mean, most of it is from my own life. Yeah, on this record, actually, everything. And from music videos, from like hangovers, from my life, from things that I've been through, for sure.
And when you're now going on tour with Katy Perry, will you have the songs from the new album, or also from the previous album?
All of the songs apart from 1 are from my new album. Apart from 2. 1, I'll play I Love It as well, and also a song called Super Love, which was just a song I put out before I released this record. But yeah, everything is from the new album, which is really exciting, because I've not played those in Europe before.
But in Germany, you know, Break the Rule is very popular since the Jungle Show. I don't know the name in England for the show.
The Jungle, yeah, I know.
The Jungle Show, everybody here in Germany knows it. Could you, or would you ever eat a living cockroach?
No, definitely not. Would you?
No, I'm vegetarian, so never ever.
I wouldn't, no.
Okay, and then is it right that you're now being in the jury of a casting show in UK?
No, I'm not. That is Rita Ora, who I'm on a song with.
Ah, okay.
That's her.
Okay, I see. But maybe in the future we will see you there.
I don't know. I think I'd be too honest for a show like that.
Oh, well, but I think a little bit honesty would be good in those shows.
I don't think to the level. You know, when someone comes in, it's like, oh, like, you know, I broke my leg and I'm really sad and alone and everybody left me and I'm an okay singer. Can you put me through? I'd be like, no, sorry. I don't care.
But do you think that people like this, what you described, would come or to the next level in a show?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, if they weren't good, I wouldn't care what their story was. I wouldn't put them through, basically.
But normally it's the people who are talking the most that can't sing.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same here in Germany. Okay, so thank you very much and all the best for the new album.
Thank you, thank you.
And maybe we will see you on the show here in Germany in 4 cities, no? How many cities is it?
4, yeah.
4,
right? I think it's 4, yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Audiophil. Mm.